right, we're live.
Hello.
Welcome to,
Hello.
I think this is episode 7 of Desk Chatter. I
Woo.
want to say it's episode
How are
7.
you? We're here.
Yeah, happy Wednesday.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. There, that was my audio.
Ah.
Kind of bothering. There you go. I was trying to read the messages from another window, but then, yeah, impossible.
Fair enough.
Aw,
At the same time.
Yeah,
you're so popular, man. You got so many messages.
yeah, I've just got them up on the sidebar. If you're here from last night's Hemingway Jones show, thank you. There are about 100 of you that were not here yesterday.
Nice.
So I hope you enjoy yourselves. We are far more chill or like far more casual than that show, but it's still fun.
Yes. So today we have a show like unscripted as usual.
Yep.
We don't know yet how long it's going to take the whole thing, but we have a little topic to go through, which is journaling and using our fountain pens for certain purposes. And yeah, talking.
For any new people, would we want to introduce ourselves? I mean, Alexandra was on Hemingway's show the other night, so I don't think she needs introduction much. I briefly appeared, but not in person. Hemingway Jones has my paints. Like, if you've seen him demonstrate some paints, that's by me, the last thing. I am that aquamarina, a person with like no face, but this is my face. So like I do.
Hello. And for me,
hi Chris.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, Chris, how are you? I follow Chris for years. Chris was one of incredible inspiration in the fountain pen community. And I remember Chris showing pens that were super, super affordable for me during that time. And yeah, I appreciate the lineup and the inks that Chris shows in her account here in YouTube. So please go support Chris Science. Very, very nice. Here, this is Kari. I do journaling and I post in YouTube mainly, but I have in and out YouTube entries sometimes. So that's something that if you're interested in coming and joining me, I post sometimes journaling, sometimes fountain pens. I don't have a frequency to be kind of a YouTuber, but for me, it's something that I super enjoy doing in my regular base, which is journaling with fountain pens and inks. So coming soon, working for Tasha at the Philippine show, if you're around next month, in about a month, January 17th, I will be at Tasha table. So if you want to go there, I will have some postcards to give away for everybody to come and meet me over there.
And if you're in Chicago, it's the Atlas Holiday Sale Weekend 2 starting Friday.
Woo!
So there are lots of fun brands going, and I think Matthew Chen's there this weekend nib grinding. So
yes.
It's always fun to get something custom.
Anyone is in San Francisco Bay and attends Pen Club, San Francisco Pen Club, I'm going to be there this weekend.
Oh, very nice.
And it's going to be the Rickshaw Factory. That's where we go.
Oh, I love the Rickshaw team. They're great.
Rickshaw things are so amazing. So tell me, everybody, what you have on your desk today.
So my best friend and I have a rule that we don't have to get each other. The deadline for both of our birthdays are in November, and then Christmas happens. And so the deadline for birthday gifts is is the middle of February. But she's just turned up for the weekend, and she has appeared with my birthday present, which is not a pen, but it's sort of fabulous. It's a watercolor paper coloring book.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I want it. Oh, can you post the reference, please?
I will post, and they're just, They're so cute, and they're on watercolor paper.
Oh, very nice.
And so I'm quite excited about it. It's not cotton watercolor paper, but it's 200 GSM watercolor paper, and so I think it'll be super fun. Pen-wise, these are this week's 2 pens, really. Both Navaler Glaciers in desert. Sorry, both Navaler Horizons, one in desert, one in glacier.
Very nice. So nice. I just displayed a couple of pens that I put ink in, and I wanted to do some I wanted to actually bring them to the closure meetings to display my beautiful pens. So I have some regatta pens. I put them here so you can see. Boom, boom. So I have Mother of Pearls. I have the Santorini one. These two that I don't exactly remember the name, but the carbon fiber is incredible too.
Yeah.
I have some other pens here, but these 4 are the ones that I just inked.
I have just one. So this is the Esterbrook Gold Rush. They have, but
I need that pen in my life.
Is that the black one?
Mm-hmm. And the nib is though medium flexible from whatever ago. It's the vintage one, and I've been having a good time with this one. So
there may or may not be a Gold Rush under the tree, but it is not for me.
Oh, for your mom, I know that.
Yeah. So I don't think there's actually anything from Esterbrook under the tree for me this year.
But you have a good one under the tree.
I do have a great pen under the tree. We actually talked about that yesterday because Hemingway felt left out that he didn't know what the pen was. He felt left out that Claire knew. He went, "What do you mean you got a Mont Blanc?" And then was left out that Claire knew and that he didn't know. So we talked about it. And apparently, if he was going to get another one, that would be the pen he'd get. So I feel like I made a safe choice.
Yeah. For me, it's all about saving for Philip and Show because I'm working for Tasha, and Tasha pens are kind of on the next level of money. So if I contain myself during Christmas and I don't get anything now, I could actually reach some kind of close for a good Tasha pen. So Urushiaker, Makie, maybe.
Her pens are so lovely. Her inks are so lovely. I've got her inks as a couple of them as samples, and I need to get some in bottles because they're just I love the denim collection, the entire thing.
Yeah, I think I overspent because we have fun times coming to the US soon, so I kind of overspent a little. I think there's gonna be quite a few pens for me to open from under the tree up until my birthday. But I gotta be on low buy for the year. So
well, at least you sold a bunch of watercolor paints. You've done the call that I've been talking about doing for 2 years. You actually went through and with it and did the call.
Anyone wants to see? I think I have them here, because I don't think everyone knows. Just wait a second. I'll show you what we're talking about.
Yeah. Instead, I'm looking at hundreds of watercolor paints that I need to cull, but also going, there's no Canada Post right now. What's the point?
Yeah, I need to get my watercolor paints from Marina, and then the handmade watercolor pens that you have. I'm excited that I have a Benu under the tree. Yes, Chris. I'm a Benu lover.
Guys, all of this is watercolors. It is a lot, to say the least.
Deku, how are you?
All of this is what I just sold. So all of this needs to go.
Here.
So that's what I was selling.
Yes. Okay. So I need to actually do my order.
And you've done the call that I just keep saying I'm going to do. I haven't pulled anything.
This is not even like the third part of my collection.
I know.
What?
So, too much stuff, man.
This is just the mats.
No.
These are just the matte half pans and full pans. These aren't anything that's odd shaped or in a collection.
Alexandra, I'm going to your house and do some shopping there.
Sure. Corey, if you want to come and shop my palettes,
Yes,
you
yes,
are
I'm going.
to save me from actually like having to go through the effort of like pulling them out
I
and then
am
having to sell
going.
them on
And it's
Facebook.
handy right now because of the postal service.
I know.
Oh, but I'm
Just for
going by
you.
car. I am going to.
There you go.
Listen, are you?
You are more than welcome. Bring your
That
pens.
works.
Mom will have a great time.
Yes. I will bring you inks, lots of inks.
Like I need more ink. Well, I always need more ink.
Do we need more inks?
It's all full of ink samples.
Oh,
And it's great. I love it.
I love it. Very nice. So the topic of today will take us to journaling, but not the journaling type that, oh, I'm going to use my pen to write my daily journal, but it's about the next year planning.
Yeah.
Do you have anything in your lineup that will take you to use your fountain pens for a purpose of productivity or travel journaling? I kind of go into the mode of all in one, you know, this kind of a common planner, anything related to a notebook that you're going to use for the next year?
So Shannon wants to come
All
when
of
we
those.
when we do a thing. The thing is, like Shannon, you know where I live.
Ah,
There's no reason
yes.
you can't just come. And like I have told you, you're allowed to raid the ink wall.
Yeah.
You have my pilot Decimo. just come and you can raid
Yes,
the ink wall.
Shannon, let's join. Let's do that. So, Marina, you tell me.
Yeah. About sketchbooks? I have so many.
Planning.
There's nothing to tell.
Do you usually use a planner for the year? Is it something that you
No,
both
I get
have?
bored. I'm a weird. I really get bored with that. So I do have my weekly planner, which is like, you know, kind of moleskin situation, and then I have my it's also like a nice either Leuchtturm or moleskin. I always forget, but it's like also like a smaller thing that I carry that is just like a notebook. That if I feel like journaling, I will. I don't have like a big dedicated thing for it, if that makes sense. Because I have my sketchbooks and I use my watercolor, hot press watercolor, professional watercolor paper if I need to, you know, use something for sketching. I am kind of sort of compartmentalizing in a way, like I distinguish these two tasks.
Yes.
Say so.
Exactly.
More than you guys do. I don't know about Alexandra, but I think probably I keep them a little more separate than you, Kari, do, right?
No, well, I keep it separated. You know, my sketchbooks are on other notebooks that are not my planning. I am a teacher for the people that doesn't know. So my productivity has to be focused on my work, basically. So I have it, even though it's super artistic and I do scrapbooking and sometimes drawing in my notebooks, I still keep my sketchbook separated from my notebook. I like to explore watercolor, not exactly in my notebook. I like to actually
the
dig
paper.
into watercolor. The paper. Yes. When you were talking about the hot press paper, oh, give me extra hot press paper anytime. And then I am trying some hot press paper from Leuchtturm too. It's a different type of tint, so it's kind of like a whitish color, but yeah, separated from the planning 100%.
Yeah, those are fun. I mean, I'm looking at all the people who already bought their Hobonichis, and I'm it's like way too early for me.
Yeah, you just
Anyone
wait a
else
little bit
like
more.
waits until you buy? Like I literally buy on sale. Like I'll have it in February.
Yeah. So I talked about this last night. Blandberry. I believe this is their large size. It's from Amazon. It's not advertised as being fountain pen friendly, but as long as you don't use anything like Birmingham Pen Company Tesla coil, you're not going to have issues. It really doesn't feather. This is my second year of using it. It's undated.
So like a permanent planner. Very nice.
So you've got like space to write, and then you've got the weekly spread, and I quite like that. And then I've also got the traveler's notebook that does have a calendar insert, just the
Oh, very
monthly,
nice.
just so that at a glance, because this is too big to carry around.
Yeah.
So that like at a glance, I can see when I've got things booked in.
Mhm.
But like for any of my video planning and stuff, that's all done on Excel.
Online.
I
Yeah.
have everything planned into Excel, and I've got like when videos, really it's just like when videos came out, and like or like the normal release dates for videos when they came out, and then any of like the bonus videos are all in a section at the end, and their dates. So at a glance, I can see exactly how many long form videos came out in a week.
Yeah. So you organize yourself mainly digitally.
Only for videos.
Yeah.
Because all of my scheduling is done through YouTube when I'm like setting things to pre-post, or like I'm not up at 7 a.m. to press go live on a video. Those are all set up. I want to be able to look at a spreadsheet on a device and go,
This one.
this is when it goes up. And at the same time, like if I'm talking to a brand in a meeting, I want to be able to just be able to pull up a spreadsheet and go, this is the date that I can have this to you. This is the date it can go up. And so for me, doing that digitally works far better than having it on paper.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense on paper much. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. As much as I like paper, sometimes I do have some of my work stuff digitally. So it helps actually to keep yourself organized. But for me, I would say that aside from not being a minimalist on the matter of planner, and I keep different notebooks for different purposes, I still like to have like the paper copy to do writing inside.
Oh,
like
yeah.
To-do list or something that will keep my ideas on paper. And there are plenty of ideas that sometimes come up, and then I write it on paper, and then I go back, oh yes, I know it's here, so that's why I like to have notebooks that are available. And in my purse, actually I didn't pull out this one, but this is a new one that I got from a gin.
Yeah.
Did you see this one?
I did.
My husband actually got me this one, and this one will be in my purse all the time. It has one insert that you just mentioned.
If it wasn't for the fact that I had 3
Yes.
passports, one would have come home with me. So instead,
Yeah.
I brought home one of her Arushi pens.
Oh, very nice. Very, very nice.
I adore. So I don't know what we can talk about what inserts we have in our passports, because I don't know what inserts you keep in yours, but I like this.
Yeah.
This doesn't have a wallet insert, but is pretty much like as sort of tactically organized as I can get it.
So I will have a calendar insert and an empty insert. So those are the two that are coming to my purse next time. And then I had this one this year, but I find it that inside the purse is kind of like a hefty thingy. So I'm going to keep this one for some of the things that I have already here, which is my my card, business card insert and the sticker book. But
I need one
for
of
my
those
daily
business card
journaling,
inserts.
for my
That's so
travel journaling, I think I'm moving. I'm going to downsize to the smaller size. But then, yes, I need. This is going to be my bullet journaling for my work, and I already have these tabs that are removable because bullet journaling, you don't plan ahead, you just write on the go. But I like to separate the month. So what I did is like I have these separators, and I just put them there when I know that for sure I'm going to have that month there. But this one is already set up. If you want to check the setup, you just need to come and join me in YouTube and Instagram. I'm going to post
That
those.
the Leuchtturm one or the
Yeah, it's a bullet
specialized one?
journal. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
the
was
original.
wondering if it's how is
Yes.
it?
Oh, I love it. Fountain pen friendly. This is 120 GSM. It's
Okay,
a
yeah,
dot
it's
grid.
good then.
Yeah, so it's a dot grid
Mhm.
journal, and you see there, like I already went and deeper into the planner. Let's do like a quick setup. So this will be my future plan, and then of course I have my calendar page. So yeah, that's
Yeah, I agree. I think planners are very personal. It's true.
So this is a good question, and I'm actually gonna grab something because I don't know how Kari does it, but I have a box.
Ooh. Oh, and I forgot. You know that so these are for the next year, and you see that I already color coordinated everything. I have this little thing for my pens because I actually have what pens are inked. So I have this one, and then I have a 5-year memory keeping, which I started in 2022. And this one is ongoing, so you're going to see. That one is already on the go. And this one I just started because I have my daily journaling that I never post about right here. So you're going to see already trees that I have there. So that's my next year lineup.
All right. So the full question is, how do you manage inserts? Like, I'm kind of new on that. I'm a uni student traveling a lot back and forth, so I don't carry more than one book with me. So in this passport, my layout doesn't change. I have one of the cardboard inserts. I have one of the plastic sleeves in which is full of business cards and stickers and a ruler. I have the calendar. I have a brain dump, and I have an Esterbrook pen loop.
Yay.
And blotting paper because you never know when you'll need it. This cover, on the other hand, changes all the time. Currently, it has my watercolor video planning insert in it.
Hey!
But here are all the inserts I keep on my shelf that could theoretically be in it. These are all themed because that's the easiest way to keep them straight. So I've got some for swatching, some for my monthly inked videos, one for when I'm shipping out orders, some for pen events. And so I've got one that stays the same. This is like the one that's always in my purse. And then if I know I'm going to be, having some downtime where I can video plan and stuff, I will put these or a selection of these in the Galen one, but otherwise.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really love the idea of having the pocket pen, and this is going to be my first year doing common planning in my pocket size. I don't know. I write big. And
well, do you have a pocket pen that you like? Do you?
I have pocket pens as small as the Wancher Puchico pen. So I go as small as that, and I have tons of Cavecos that are really fantastic for the purse. But I always change my fountain pen carrier, so that's something that I like to have a variety of pens every single day.
I feel like we need to talk about Launcher because they've released a larger version.
A larger,
of that pen
I
this
saw
week.
today.
Same thing, but big.
Same thing, but big.
But big.
Did you see the
Let's show
picture
the
where-
people. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show the people this how small
Yeah.
the other one that I'm talking about is.
The picture where
Okay.
somebody's actually holding it in their hands, like, it's so absurd. But I've also never wanted to see a pen in person so badly.
So let's compare with the Caveco, because Caveco pens are small. So we have a regular Caveco pen.
Yeah, but based on its PR pics, it's going to be fat like a Conklin, except it's so tiny. It's like smaller than the new one is smaller than a Caveco, but fat like a Conklin.
So here you have the size comparison.
Yeah, it's almost half the size of Caveco.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh.
Yeah.
And this one is already small.
Right.
Look at this.
And some people are already complaining about Caveco not being comfortable. So,
I know, but how cute is this? You put this in the purse and you don't worry because it's not an expensive pen. You put any ink inside this. You can, the plastic ones, you can eyedrop. And you have a whole variety of pens that are super affordable for people that don't need to purchase like a high-end pen. Let's say you're not into Mont Blanc yet. You can have your Caveco collection.
And also you can be into Mont Blanc and still collect Cavecos. Just gonna say that.
And then, how cute is this? This is like a little pouch, and you have all your Cavecas there. Oh, not all of them, but
some of them apply.
some of them over here. And you can bring them all together. It doesn't use too much space in my teacher's handbag. And then with a pocket pen, with a pocket notebook, boom, you're set. And then the launcher.
There we go. I mean, I think everyone should have that good pocket. But the thing is that, what is good for you and I and Alexandra might not be good for some other people. So.
Yeah.
I like hefty pens. Listen, I have pens. Let's compare those pens to the ones that I just showed before. So we have a handmade pen. We have the Tasha pen. These are really long and big. Look at this with the launcher.
No, it's a baby pen.
I don't know if you can
So
see.
cute. Also, if you see the new launcher at Philly, I fully expect a picture of it. Like, I'm just saying, I need a pic of what it like actually looks like.
Oh yes.
Pocket pen wise though, the Esterbrook JR.
Love them.
So underrated.
They're not pocket though. They are JR, but still not.
They
Yeah,
are
they are in
pocket.
the smaller size compared to the regular ST or to the oversized ST.
They're a pocket pen, Kari.
I know, but they
Yeah,
are not so small. They are still
smaller-
like a manageable pen.
They're smaller than a posted Caveco. They're a pocket pen. I'm sorry. You're
But
wrong.
posted, if you post it, it's not that small.
It's still
Yeah.
pretty small.
Still in the pocket size.
It's still in the pocket size.
Yes, I agree. I like my JR.
There is a new one coming that I'm excited about. I don't know if you guys seen, but the maker that I reviewed the last video on my channel, she come up with some really fun looking pocket pen. It looks like it's going to be pretty tiny. We'll see, because I think she wants it to come out in January.
Yeah.
So that might be the last one I'm buying.
Yeah, I don't know how weird this could sound, but I suddenly became obsessed with calligraphy and deep pen calligraphy. I received a couple of inks from a Ferris Wheel press that I never had the opportunity to use, and now I'm like into it. I don't know why suddenly I became into deep pen practice. So I don't know, maybe that could be something that I will do in the future at nighttime, just trying those deep pen and glittery deep pen, which is amazing and cute
And
and
also, if you didn't know,
beautiful.
some watercolors you can also use
Oh,
to
for
do
deep pen, I
calligraphy.
use watercolor. Like I have a couple of golden pans that I use, and I actually put water, and then I put like with a brush in my deep pen, and I do calligraphy with those.
Yeah, if you don't follow her quips for the sarcastic on Instagram, those stunning pieces. I've got 3 pieces from her framed in my bedroom.
Nice.
Very nice. Very, very nice. So
But on the topic of dip pens, Kakamori nibs. They're so expensive.
Yeah.
I didn't want to love it because of how expensive they are.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually love it, and I'm so angry I love it.
I am so happy my friend Allison gave me this, because she's like, oh, I don't like the kakimori. And she carried the kakimori nib for a year until we finally met. And she's like, I have it with me. We need to meet. So she gave me her. I cannot stop using this. It's insane.
Yeah. Like the fact that I was able to get mine and then River City Pen Company holder for the same price that the nib costs was fantastic. But also, I didn't want to love the nib, and I do, and I feel
Sorry, for me, it's a must-have for ink swatching, and yeah. And when you have a lot of inks that you need to try, just because you receive inks daily, you want to have like a 30 inks, 30 days challenge, and you just need a deep pen that will be useful and it will write all the way without running of ink. The Kakamari nib will give you that.
Yeah, like honestly, I can't wait until my next pen show because there were so many inks to sample at Chicago, and I went through so many Q-tips.
Yeah.
Swabbing inks.
Very, very nice. I am actually really excited about Philly. I hope I can book for next year the Chicago Pen Show later. But let me tell you guys, I need to export everybody to come here to Montreal. It's going to be the first pen show in years. There used to be a pen show a long time ago in the West Island in Montreal, but it stopped happening way before COVID. So now it's back. Eugene and Scarlett from Scriven Montreal are organizing the event. They found the venue already. I will be giving a workshop, a journaling workshop. Yes. So I am booked for that. For the people that, if you want to come to Montreal to do the workshop, it's just a little hint. It's about using your inks and sketching with fountain pens. So I separated today for you guys this one, which is all fountain pen ink. So even though I do some watercolor here, because the colors of the watercolors are muted than the ink colors, but this one is ink and shimmering ink. And this one is fountain pen ink. So journaling, and I am going to write. I hear there is a box that is going to be used for journaling. I like to decorate the journals ahead of time. So I do the drawings and let them dry. And then I will carry that notebook as my journaling entry. But for now, it's like I'm preparing everything for the workshop. It's going to be good.
So on that note, we set a challenge last time we met with Vanessa and Lori.
Yes.
Where are you guys? Yeah, where are you guys at in that?
Yeah, I need to
I
start.
am.
So
I am already kind of. My idea is to have already the sketch done, and then go over the painting after. So I wanted the people to see a little bit of the painting happening.
Okay.
Or I can go vice versa. I can do the watercolor first and then lay the ink on top. But I don't know. I have the idea already what I'm going to do, which is sketching, urban sketching.
Mhm.
yeah, the
Meaning
quick thing, and then you just do
quick,
whatever you want at
straight
home.
lines, a little house or a little tower or something that will be related to forests or trees or plants on a street.
I mean, you can draw, you can sketch your fountain pen. Doesn't matter,
Oh,
you know,
I
whatever,
like that.
whatever
I
strikes
like
your
that.
fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that. So if the people join us for that challenge, Vanessa is an art major at the university, and she teaches art at the college or at the university. I don't remember.
Oh.
But wow, that would be awesome to have Vanessa doing her craft live. And Lori and all of us are just amateurs.
I mostly spend time, swatching watercolors these days because I make them. So it's like
Yeah.
you swatch a lot, and then you're like, you need to push yourself to do more than that.
Yeah, I finally Christmas cards are done. Canada Post is on strike, and it's like, well, I guess I can
Oh,
finally sit
don't tell
down
me.
and just like paint
Mm.
to enjoy painting. And I did that this weekend for the first time in probably since September when I started
Yeah.
Christmas cards. And I forgot how like genuinely fun and how much I enjoy like sitting down when it's not to just paint Christmas cards. Because when I was painting 3 to 4 hours a day and just doing Christmas cards,
Mm.
no part of me wanted to then go and paint something else.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like I've painted and now I want to go do other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to a couple of people actually recently who are even like, bigger watercolor makers than
Yeah.
I am, and none of them has had time in
No, and
recent years to sit down and paint anything.
yeah, and that seems to be like a common thing recently. Like any of the people that I'm seeing, like even Amber Lane Art, I talk to Amber fairly frequently. She used to do like 4 or 5 pieces a day. Like I used to be in awe of the number of pieces she was able to put out a day. I think she's doing like 2 or 3 now.
Oh, wow.
Very clearly, like everyone's slowed down like a little bit.
Yeah.
Which has definitely been interesting. My issue with our challenge is I'm gonna have to use Google Maps because we keep getting buried under snow. So
Oh,
unless I'm sketching something in the studio, we've had 2.5 feet of snow, and we're about to get another 40 to 80 centimeters in the next 36 hours.
wow.
Mm.
Yeah, we have the same storm coming here later. It's traveling down
Yeah.
here. But we already have 20 centimeters of snow already. So
We've had 2.5 feet on. We had 2.5 feet in a single dump, which was great.
oh, what? For
Super
Toronto is crazy. Not for Montreal, but for Toronto.
Well, slightly north of Toronto.
Yeah, we have
I don't
a
think the city actually has snow. We have snow though.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy
It's
I don't have that.
crazy.
So that was my life for most
You
of
get
my
used
life.
to.
So I'm happy not
You
to.
go out no
Yeah, you
matter.
You do, but if you're presented with a choice to not have that,
Oh
it's
yeah,
very good
totally.
not to. There you go.
Meanwhile, it's just cloudy in LA.
And
Yay.
we're on the same thing because I'm in California too. So same.
And like we're having a blizzard here. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, you get so used to the snow, and I find that people here they just keep going. There is no okay, let's shovel, or you have already those companies that will clean your driveway. So you the only thing you need to do is just clean your car and then go.
Yep.
slowly, but then you go. But-
Or in our case, like we shoveled off, Mom.
Yeah.
I'm saying that like I did it. Mom shoveled off part of the deck so that like we could still
Good.
utilize a little bit of the outside space. Like should we want to be outside while it's -10, we can get out the back door.
Exactly. By the way, what a lovely back door you have. So just
Yes.
you need to
Yes.
enjoy that light, and you need to enjoy that space and air that you have.
And it's far less stressful to use an outdoor fire pit when everything is wet. We're discovering there have been a lot of winter
Ooh.
s'mores this year because when the wooden deck is soaking wet, suddenly like little embery things, not stressful.
Not so good.
No, it's not stressful. The wood's
Oh,
all wet.
not stressful because
Nothing's
it's
gonna
wet.
go.
Yeah.
Nothing's
Now I
gonna
get
go
it.
up
Now
in
I get it.
flames. And so we've done winter s'mores at least once. I think
Winter
we're doing
s'mores,
again this weekend. It's like
I just need a little bit of my deck ready so my husband can go under the structure of the gazebo and do barbecue in the middle of the winter
we can't get
at
to the barbecue.
-30.
The barbecue's down a flight of stairs. We can't get to the barbecue. We can, on the other hand, get to the fire pit to make s'mores.
Oh, that's good. Stories of Canada. That's
Canada in the
something-
winter.
Canada in the winter. Yeah. There
We're
you go.
resilient folk.
Yeah. So that's why I'm going down a little bit, down to Philly in the middle of January
Going down to Philly
to
in
enjoy
January.
company of all the fountain pen friends that I have and the amazing community that we have. I hope to meet again Claire. Claire is going to.
Oh, is Claire? Then you might be picking up. So Claire has stuff for me, and maybe Claire will just.
Yeah.
She's been trying to
need
figure
to
out how to
convince-
get it to me with Canada Post on strike, and I'm like,
Oh no, forget it.
well,
Organize so she can come, and then when we meet in person, and then I bring you stuff.
Okay, I'll send her a text because like UPS is like out.
No,
Here later
not
is
doing
out.
anything of that.
FedEx is like questionable currently.
So
And-
wait, some of them don't want to take over because I would imagine it's too many orders that people want to
Some
place.
of them have told Canadians that they're no longer accepting packages for Canada.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's the reality. So aside all the issues of the Canada Postal Service that the employees want a little bit of raise,
Mhm.
I agree, and they are striking in the middle of the snow outside their offices, and I see them every time I go by car and I cross the office. I find it that after a while, and all this postal service shut down, the government should have done anything. Like at this point,
Yes, it's a long one. Yeah, you've
I think
been
we're
at
on
it
day-
for a long
I
time.
think we're on day 28, like-
It's almost a month.
almost a month. Last time I think they were on strike for 10 days, I want to say.
But now it's a longer one.
Now we're way, way further into it.
Mhm. So the calculus was that this time of the year might be like really something they'll push.
Yeah.
Normally it does.
Government.
Canada Post always goes on strike at Christmas. They always do it. They always go on strike in
So
November.
maybe it's not that effective.
No, the
But-
sad part is that when you want to send letters, and I have lots of pen pals that we were supposed to send letters for Christmas. I have my family away, so I need to send
Yeah.
Christmas cards and stuff. I can't. So I decided, this is a mindful time for these employees that are striking, but it's also a mindful time for me to understand what they're going through. And I am not going to use another postal service just because this
Well,
situation. So
we have no other letter mail carrier in Canada, really.
yeah,
Like there's no good other solution for us. But honestly, I miss Mom and I made the comment a couple days ago, like we never thought we'd miss going to the post office to pick up our mail. Like
yeah.
it's just something so normal that like the fact that we haven't done it for a month, one is terrifying to think about how much mail when this is all over. But like we had I don't know if this has started in Montreal, we had grocery store flyers to our front door for the first time since the strike started last week. I've never been so excited for a Canadian Tire flyer in my life.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, I get to sit here and flip through a Canadian Tire flyer after like 20 something days of not knowing what's in the grocery store ads until we get to the grocery store.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
Yeah. Anyways, the good thing is that we have ourselves this online platform to connect with friends and people that enjoy fountain pens and that are super creative with journaling and watercolor. And I'm excited also to do this watercolor challenge that we have for our future with Vanessa and Lori.
You guys have anything to close this year with? I know we still have one more show.
We do.
That's going to be a different type of show.
We have a guest who's very excited to be on. I don't know if you watched yesterday's episode. We did talk about it yesterday. Somewhere in the chaos of what we discussed yesterday, is the fact that he's on next week.
But that means that we get to talk amongst ourselves today as to something that we any highlights of this year when it comes to pens. There is there. I imagine highlights. I know Alexandra's.
Yeah.
The fact is that I honestly, like, there have been so many. I did a stream a little bit ago where I was trying to take a new YouTube banner pick. It didn't work. I was really sad that it didn't work. But there have been so many fantastic pens on my desk this year. Like, there have just been, I finally got a hand-turned pen I could open. I've gotten to work with some really fantastic brands on some really amazing ad campaigns. Like, I still sort of can't get over, I took the pick. I'm, going to brag about them because they're super awesome. The picks that I took for the Esterbrook Capri, like, I took them and like I look at them and I go, I don't understand how I took them, but I adore them. There have just been those really fun projects this year, and so I think that's the highlight for me of the pen world this year, is that I got to do some really, really fun projects with brands. And like, personally, I got to do fun projects, but like, I always enjoy getting to collaborate with brands on campaigns.
That's so fantastic. I think what I enjoyed the most as a closure of the year of fountain pen is the social life that I got during fountain pens. I met Alexandra in person this year. We met with Claire too.
Claire was so much fun in person.
Yeah, I got to travel to so many places. It was so fantastic, actually, to go see lots and lots of places. I went to Stationery Fest. I went to DC Pen Show. I went to Chicago. I went to Indiana to visit my friends. There were so many trips, Toronto. Just traveling, meeting fountain pen enthusiasts all over the cities that I visited. I think that's the highlight. Just getting together with these creative and, I don't know, soulful fountain pen lovers that all over the world, like when you go to these meetings, you find everybody's so happy, everybody's so welcoming, and everybody has something to offer. Meeting some journaling people, especially the creative ones, the ones that offer workshops. I have to highlight meeting Tersh from Sky Bambi in person, meeting Suzette from Pretty Pages, Suzette Pretty Pages, the Instagram account. I met stationery owners from the little stationery shop in Texas. There is a list of people that I could mention that those are the highlights, not the fountain pens I got, which I am super excited. And my first Tasha pen or Urushi pen, all the brands that I really adore and like is about the people, about meeting with people and about bonding with these people, just writing and talking nerdy stuff.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I think similar to me. So I have not met both of you in person, but I think just that we started this venture, it's a lot of kind of, highlights, like something I don't think I would personally be like even a year ago. It was like, yay. It's very special, so I think that's definitely a highlight. Also, like just having like the tiniest of YouTube channels that I have, and like I like that. It's a lot of fun. It's not something, again, that I've thought of having, like, intentionally. So
Oh, it is a lot of fun. Like the fact that I'm up nearly 100 subscribers since last night's Hemingway Jones show, and I'm like, oh,
Aw,
like 4,000 is actually within reach, is an absurd concept.
that's awesome.
Oh, very nice.
The
Yeah.
question of who's our guest next week, Hemingway Jones.
Yes.
Hang on.
Yay.
So it should be a fantastic time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're going to talk, Hemingway also loves watercolor like we do. So there is
Yeah.
something that, and something that I appreciate about Hemingway Jones, it's just the passion that he offers through things, like you're going to be involved in this kind of world that is surreal, I would say.
Yeah.
Every time you listen to him speaking, it's like you get into this kind of storytelling world that is completely, I would say, next level. And it's magical.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So I hope people will tune in.
Yay.
Okay. And then that'll be
Hopefully.
our last show until after Christmas.
Mhm.
Yes.
And
After
all the other
Christmas.
various holidays, because we all want a break.
Yes. We want to celebrate Christmas with the family. We want to celebrate New Year mindfully and sustainably. So that's something good to disconnect a little bit from the socials during that time. And even though everybody I know is going to post in Instagram or something, a YouTube channel takes a little more effort. I always say that to be there and
Yeah. I have all my YouTube. I have one video left to edit, but I have all of my December content filmed.
Oh, you're ahead of time.
Well, the goal was that by this week I was going to be done YouTube content, and so I'm actually right on track for getting things done for the end of the year.
That's
Yeah.
so fantastic.
Hopefully, me too. I have 2
Yay.
that need to go up.
Well, in my case, let me tell
You
you,
auto post without me doing anything.
I finished my semester. I survived my semester at school teaching. So I am going to plan my YouTube entries to be super, super easygoing, short and sweet videos about my pen collection, which is something coming.
Yeah.
I film already most of those videos. So they are about to be uploaded, but I haven't had zero time to go through them and post them in the order that I want, because they will be different brands. And
All right, we have another question. So I only stream on YouTube, but I stream probably a couple times a week on YouTube. On top of live content like this, I do painting videos, and like there was one this afternoon of like trying to organize a rainbow of pens. You get random stuff on YouTube Live here. You get whatever I'm working on that I'm worried that unless I'm doing it live, I'm going to get bored. And so I do it live, where people can pop in and say hi, and we can hang out while I do it. What about the two of you?
I am a little bit shy on the level of live I never connect live in Instagram, and Instagram is the platform that I use the most. And I did a couple of lives doing art, but I am not very confident about the situation that I need to answer messages at the same time. I am really hard to multitask, especially during that time. If I'm focusing on the drawing, I cannot read the messages, and then vice versa. If I read the messages, I will not showcase anything. And I feel like my platform is all about showing something or drawing or pages. So I don't know. I just need to find a happy medium that will allow me to feel confident about going live, maybe talking about pens or just showing what I'm doing instead of I don't know. I am still there. And in YouTube, I never done live. What
Up until
recommendation
now.
do you have? No. Podcast people.
There you go. Another new thing for you this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Podcast. Yes.
I do. I actually do want to do YouTube lives, but I've promised myself I'll start doing it once I finally reach 100 people. I currently have only 90 people who follow me, but one day when I reach 100.
10 more to go.
10 more to go, and I think I'll do something. Not as frequently as Alexandra does, but I think I will. I have the concept. It's nothing high end, but I don't know if everyone knows I do antiques and vintages, like antique and vintage watercolors, and I have a stash, and there's stuff that I've never opened, and I want to open that on camera.
Ooh.
So.
You need to show that.
Oh God. Yeah. I have like a box. Ugh. So I sell a lot online, like the vintage stuff, but I also have watercolor boxes up here. They're from like 100 to 100 years ago. And it's like really up there. So I have to like dig, but some of them contain like Winsor Newton from like 40s, you know. And they're still in a wrapper, so they've never been wrapped. And there are specific colors that I've kept for myself, so I've never sold them. I kept them, and I was like, you know what, this could be cool. Like if I have a life like once a month or twice a month, I can just unwrap one, you know, like we can talk about that. So that's my
concept. Very nice. It's already exciting.
Yeah. It is. And I would say the frequency of my lives really depends on what I'm working on and how bored I am. So Christmas cards, you had like 1 to 2 lives a day because I was just trying to get through them. And it was just so repetitive. But most of the time, other than this, like there could be like weeks at a time where I'm never live. Depending on what I'm working on in the studio and what I'm allowed to post from brands. So.
And you know, I haven't sat on this desk for a whole week and a half because of my work and correcting assignments. So I was mainly living at my work desk from morning to evening, and then I will come back home and eat and sleep. That was my life for the last week and a half. So I am happy to be back at my desk. I'm happy to.
How long is your break? How long are you?
Oh, actually, I have a long. Well, it's about 3 weeks and a half. That will be my break, and then I have to do a lot of prep before. So it's like I will say about 2 weeks and a half because all the prep that I need to do, uploading files online, creating the outlines for the next semester and stuff, but. Everything is kind of organized. I've been working in this for years. It's not my first year working. So it's transferring what I already have, modifying and editing, making sure that every year I keep myself updated. And that's it. Just, I want to go back to my creative mode during this winter vacation I will have. I want to create more pieces of art. I want to go back to my Wonder Woman art. I haven't done in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, it is definitely something we do for the soul, like
Yeah.
a lot of it in inks and watercolors. And I think that's ultimately why, at the end of the day, coming back to why we have this life, right, that we do,
Yeah.
is that we've gained so much from just having this, in our lives. So.
Oh, we have a comment. I like that comment too.
And it brings up a great thing. I am currently casting season 3 of 20 Questions from Home. If you want to take part, there is a application link in the description of every single 20 Questions video.
Yeah.
Fill it out. I will get in touch with you. I don't know that I'm filming any more episodes until January, but if there's a reason you can't film in January, leave that in the notes section and I will film with you before January.
By the way, that was super memorable because I ended up doing the 20 questions in person with you next to each other. That was
it came up in Claire and my talk last week was 20 questions when you kidnapped her and Sue for 20 questions. And the thing was, no one knew Chicago, no one knew who I was, no one knew what 20 Questions was. They were all like blindly trusting that you sort of knew what I was doing. And at the end of the day, it was like, will this idea that I've sort of piloted
Alexandra,
work?
I am
so much fun.
I am your second mama. Let's go to the proper name. I'm Tia Cari for you. So that's the reality. You're like my adopted child. That's how I feel.
But it was such a fun series. Like when I think back to Chicago and I think back to like how like I was filming those episodes and I was so unsure if anyone was gonna like it.
Come on.
Now I've filmed I think 55 episodes of it. And it's like I don't quite understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand how it got this big, but I love it.
There is always the going back, because if you ask me the same questions at this moment, I completely change,
Yeah.
And I have to say that I have my new favorite inks.
You're not the first person to ask if they or say that they do it again. Claire's asked.
Yeah.
Like there have been other people that have asked if they'd be allowed to do it again or if I'd come out with another list of questions.
Yeah.
Another question. What is 20 Questions?
Oh,
20 Questions is, I guess, season.
Why don't we run 20 questions in the podcast, maybe in the future?
I was also like reflecting on that,
one question at a time.
There are 20 questions so popular, and I think for me is the 8 pen questions, the ones that Simone started. Do you guys remember how that was running for a while?
I do. And it only runs in I think March and April. I did 8 pen questions.
And it's fun and nice, but like what you do with 20 questions, it's much more personable.
Yeah.
And this is why I feel it is.
So for the people,
popular.
If they don't know what are the 20 questions, they need to go and check those videos.
There are many. To be honest, your favorite fountain pen content creator has spontaneous 20 fountain pen questions now. Shall I pull a couple questions from the list and we'll see if your answers
20 questions.
Your favorite fountain pen content creator has probably done 20 questions, which is the best part of the series. 20 questions is fantastic. It is fantastic.
Thank you, Miss Rose.
Both Kari and I have done them too.
Both you and Kari have done it. The fact that an idea I pitched to somebody and they didn't like it, or it didn't get greenlit, and then I did it myself at Chicago and it's like spiraled into this. I can't get over it. It's so much fun. All right, let's pick some random questions. Number 5, what's your favorite ink?
Oh my goodness, I have exactly here my favorite ink.
I do too. So who's going
first? It's a
first?
purple ink.
Kari, go first.
Oh my goodness. is this ink. I posted this week about it. I didn't think I was going to love this color purple. I had a purple favorite ink in the past, which is it's still one of my favorite, Monteverde Purple Rain. But this shade of purple is just incredible. So the color in the box looks like this. So you see that there is kind of a color, but it has this shimmer inside that is a pink shimmer.
Ooh.
With gold.
Mm.
It's really beautiful. And I think I have a swatch here. Just let me open my traveler's journal so I can show you the swatch of that ink.
You are like very prepared.
I was ready for this. And here I am scrolling Google Docs trying to find the 20 questions.
I just need to go back though to find. Oh, here it is.
Oh, that's stunning.
So it's a dusty purple. So it's a true purple though.
Yeah.
A true purple, but when you see the shimmers, and then you can see the handwriting too. It shows dark, but with the shimmer, it's kind of light at the level of the shimmer, so you can see the pink shimmers there. It's
right.
I don't know, magical. I like
All right.
it.
Marina?
One of my favorites because I
Yeah.
do have a lot of them. You surprised it's Mont Blanc?
No, I'm not.
I'm not surprised.
I should film a thing on it, but I've had it for a while. So this is the Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. I don't speak French, but anyhow.
I love that ink.
And it's the Desert Brown, which, surprise, it's not very brown. It's like dark red, earthy red.
Okay.
And, as usual, beautiful, pretty bottles, everything that your heart desires. Does it say? Yeah, it says Encre maroon, so it's maroon.
Yeah. By the way, I have a sample of that ink. It is.
So that's one of my favorites. What about you, Alexandra?
I've really been enjoying. It's not my favorite because I have to search through that mess, and that's not appealing. Colorverse Mystic Mountain.
Yeah.
Oh, I like
That's
that.
a nice one.
It's
I see
so-
swatch.
It's so pretty. I've got a swatching video up of it. But that's very my color palette.
Oh, I like it. Very, very beautiful. I think I have many inks that I do like. I have also many inks that I don't like.
Yeah.
But I think from the ones that I kept, I like them all. The ones that I didn't like, I slowly gotten rid of. And no, I just kept the things that I like. Yeah.
So
that's a random question.
There are 20 of them, and it's a great time. The fastest episode is 2 minutes 30 seconds.
Yeah.
The longest episode.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
And they can find them on your channel.
They can. There's an entire playlist
separated.
Just 20 questions, and then each season is broken down into its own playlist.
Oh, very nice.
And the season finale of season 2.
Am I in season 1?
You're in season 1.
Yeah.
You're in season 1. Marina's in season 2 of.
Yeah.
It's really confusing. So technically, the new season's actually season 5, but it's season 3 of the From Home episodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you did Chicago ones.
Because I did 2 Chicago seasons.
Okay.
And so really, this new season is season 5, but it's called season 3 because all the Penn show seasons are titled differently.
Oh, okay.
And so I've got a very exciting guest to end out this season, and I've got a very exciting guest to start the next season.
Ooh, I can't wait to see.
And it should be a great time. So the episode will come out on the 16th, and we'll meet again on the 18th. So I look forward to seeing. Thought your favorite was Bic Blue. No.
Big Blue. Oh,
No.
let's talk about the comment that all the fountain pen people will say about the Bic and all these kind of jokes that go around
Like,
Bic.
if I
am
had
an
to pick
illustrator.
a blue, it's Mont Blanc Midnight Blue, which has been in this pen for 6 months.
Yes.
But if I'm buying a blue ink, it's going to be this ink.
That one. No, the joke about the Bic is people will joke about it, but for the people that does sketching and line art, and you need to line art in a way that when you lay your watercolor fast, the more trusty color of ink or color that you can put underneath your watercolor painting, when you're sketching on the go, especially if you're doing urban sketching, is a ballpoint pen. You know, it's an oil-based paint.
Yeah,
When you have an oil-based paint, you have a permanent ink that it will not smash and not move right away. And even though I like the permanent ink, and I have a permanent ink in some fountain pens to do urban sketching, I still have a ballpoint inside my pencil case because of
I haven't used one since school because of the dullness of the lines. So I get it really is.
It's so hard
I see
to
what
write,
you mean, though. Yeah,
yeah.
I see what you mean, but yeah, I also see why I don't use it.
Yeah, like I'm looking at my collection of pens, and I've got a whole bunch of different like fine linery pens. There's not a single ballpoint in there or Bic-esque pen in there. Like even if I need something for urban sketching, I'm choosing a Staedtler 0.05 pigment liner, which dries as soon as it hits the page.
Really fast. I am enjoying very much this brand, which is Tombow. And I have this one is a Fude nib. Oh, here.
Oh, okay.
And on the other side, I have the brush. So
yeah,
those are the ones that I'm using lately.
wow.
And they are all Japanese. I really like the Pigma Micron too. I think those are great. The Staedtler, everybody's raving about the Staedtler in the urban sketching community. So I'm trying to see if I get it. I am waiting for these ones to run out, and then lately I am going to start adding.
So I use Staedtlers instead of microns because I find the tips on Staedtlers last, especially in the smaller sizes, last far longer than microns. Which, especially because I do use the really tiny sizes, are my go-to.
Yeah.
With the super skinny microns, I find the tips sometimes only last a week or two, where with a Staedtler one, they last 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
And so.
And I'm enjoying the Fude. Sorry.
Go ahead. And then remind me.
No, Alexandra gave me a Fude pen,
Yeah.
And then it really works fantastically.
Yeah.
I've been using that one for sketching too. And
I'm glad you're enjoying it because I never had it inked up ever.
Ooh, I've done some artwork. Actually, let me show you what I've done with that. Do I have it here? Yes, I do. I have it here. So I did, talking about the Wonder Woman thingy, I was sketching that one. And I use it.
Oh, that's super cool.
The gold part is ink, but everything else is done with the Fude pen, especially the gray part. And the brush pen, the black part is with this pen.
So I don't know. If I want something fun for sketching, I use an architect.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a couple. One, Faber-Castell
question.
pits.
Mhm.
I have literally, I love them. They are by far my favorite marker. It just bugs me. They have to be stored horizontally. How long does it take for waterproof ink to dry? Depends on the paper sizing.
Yeah, the paper.
Because
And ink itself too.
ink itself, but also the paper sizing. So something like that uses an animal-based gelatin sizing, I find takes significantly longer than something that uses a vegan sizing.
But just to make sure that people understand the timing, it goes between 30 seconds. I will see the fastest one to dry until you can get until 1 minute or 2 minutes, depending on the
depending on the sizing of the paper, Kari.
Yeah.
The ink potentially never fully absorbs.
Yeah. So I agree. For example, the gloss
really
paper that I
depends
have.
what you want.
Yeah, but like I'm thinking arch paper, and they use a animal glycerin sizing. That's not what animal gelatin sizing, and it doesn't like all fountain pen ink. It will dry really unevenly sometimes, and it's almost like your ink is sort of floating on top of the paper, which is what you want for watercolor. You want that to happen.
So you can work on it.
So you can work on it. With fountain pen ink, on the other hand, it's a real hindrance. So if you want to do your line art first, look for something that uses a vegan sizing, because from what I found, the ink will absorb far quicker, and you're in that like 30 seconds to a minute to maybe 2 minutes of the extended time, whereas something with an animal byproduct sizing, you're far longer. Also, material of paper, so something that's 25% cotton will dry far quicker than something that is 100% cotton.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I have 100% cotton, and the one that lasts longer to dry, so it's like it floats forever on the paper, is linen paper. Linen, 100% linen paper. Oh, that's forever.
I don't
come back 5 minutes after, still wet.
Yeah. There are papers that I just don't put ink on. And then there are papers that I use ink on all the time without an issue.
Yeah, just these.
And it's just sort of, it really, what you need to do is, if you're planning to do a piece, I almost always have a scrap piece of paper, like in every pad of paper I get. I dedicate one piece to being a sort of tester page.
Yeah.
Because, and also like you might decide like you want to test a mix before you actually put it on your actual piece. And then you've got the actual paper you're painting on, so you know how it's going to act. Like just have a piece of paper that can be your tester.
Yeah, and that's also good to try out how wet is your brush or how wet is your pen beforehand, because sometimes you cannot predict how the fountain pen is going to lay the ink, if it's going to be super wet in the first stroke, or if it's going to release lots of ink at once. Like you need to try before. That's something good. But paper is super important to know for people. And how long does the ink tend to dry? Permanent ink is faster drying than any other wet inks. Like, for example, if you think about Waterman will dry super slow, but permanent ink, it dries a little bit faster, so it's on the dry side.
The biggest thing with watercolor is just being aware of your paper and how it acts.
Yeah.
Like there are certain papers that I'll only layer on with black. And that is like, once I know the page is like completely 100% dry,
Yeah.
like going back to it the next day.
And this is also why some select to draw on top.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pieces.
And the last
because
recommendation,
then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So,
the last recommendation is patience.
we go.
Patience. You put your ink and then you wait, and then maybe you go back to the watercolor later. Because if you're impatient and you want to do everything at once, it's not going to work. Especially if you're out and about doing sketching outside and doing urban sketching. What I would normally do, I will do the ink drawing first, and that's it. And then I will go back home, and then I will put the ink on top or watercolor on top.
Right.
And setting it with a heat tool really doesn't work with waterproof ink. I know, I've tried.
Oh, you tried? I have
pieces.
never tried.
Yeah, I let everything like dry
Well,
Let it
naturally.
dry.
There are like some pieces where like it's like I've got like an hour to paint.
Oh,
I've screwed up and done my line art first. Can I redeem this by like using a heat gun and drying this page? As much as it works for watercolors when you're putting down that first like base layer of wash that you want to dry really fast, it does not work for ink. You if you've made that mistake and you're short on time, just grab a new piece of paper if you've got extra paper.
yeah. And even with the watercolor, I don't use the heat tool ever. And I have a small hair dryer that I use. I have a heat tool. I have everything, but I never use it because I just go with the flow. You know, it's drying. Oh, I go do something else, and then I come back.
I would say I use it most often when I think a paint color is dry and it actually wasn't, and things have started to bleed. The
Okay.
next layer.
That's
And
the
it's like,
thing, yeah.
It's
You
like,
can
oh, I'm
cooperate.
trying to, I've like cleaned this up the best I can. And now I need everything to stay where it is so that I can fix this.
Exactly.
I use the heat tool. It's like part of my eraser kit is how I treat the heat tool.
You keep it like in between layers. Yeah.
But not like, I don't use it necessarily to dry the layers in between every piece. It's like, oh, I've screwed up this. Let's see if I can save it with a heat tool and like removing color.
Okay.
My other experience with like using heat guns and hair dryers, wait for it, and pottery, because I'm also a potter.
Yeah.
People do it and they screw up so badly. It's like if you naturally wait for something to dry, or you have conditions for it to dry in a specific way naturally, you are more likely to gain. Because otherwise, like, I see those people like just like hanging out with like trying really fast, especially now for Christmas, to like create pieces, right? And like your loss is, you know, because you want to be fast, you want to make a lot of pieces, but then like you lose like 5 out of 10. So, because of the cracking and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like unless you are extremely confident in any, you know, pottery or paper, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I feel like natural course of things is kind of more beneficial most of the time.
I would say that I'm still like, I use a heat tool fairly frequently for various projects. I still managed to burn myself today doing something absolutely stupid with it.
There you go. Another thing to consider.
Mistakes happen. Just like
no.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Actually, I burned myself live on camera. So if you go back and watch my Cosmic Creations Advent Calendar live, I burn my hand on camera.
My goodness. No, I haven't done that. Talking about heat things, I got lately, and I have so many wax stamps, and I got it. Well, I write letters, so sometimes I will close my envelopes with that. But one day I burnt myself so badly, one little piece of wax came on top of my skin. That was, I think, the worst, because when I removed the little piece, there was a blister after,
Yeah.
almost immediately after. So I knew that I burned myself really badly. And after that, I kind of super careful with that. So I wanted to use, this was the problem. I wanted to use until the very, very last piece of the thing, like you have the long thing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the little
And
thing.
it was like just hanging on the little piece.
Mm.
And I was like trying to
Oh,
use
it's
it.
that type. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Now I got these ones. These are new. Let me show you.
Yeah. Those are easier
Oh,
yeah, to use.
So those are for the spoon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which seems like a safer way to do it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I've recently gotten the electric ones. So I've always had, the old school stuff with like the candle, but electric is faster.
Mm.
And you do it with the heat gun too, huh? But with the other
I
one.
don't do the heat gun, but I've decided to do the middle road. So like no open fire, but
Okay.
it's the same thing, but electric.
Oh, I didn't know. You have to show me. I don't know that one.
Yeah, those
So
are fun.
I have a question, and this is not related to planning to anything, but it is related to inks.
We're so off the show topic,
Really?
Kari, at this point. Like it doesn't. I don't think it matters.
That's what we do.
I have a question about the ink calendar, because I didn't get the ink calendar this year in order to be more mindful and use the inks that I have.
Yeah. I can't
Have you
answer this question.
Have you gotten? It's hard to clean the spoon.
Is it hard? Is it hard to clean the spoon?
It is a little bit hard. Yes, because
it's time sensitive. I'll say that if you do it right while it's still warm.
Yeah, and you heat it up again, and then you just clean it up. When it's super, super hot, you just pass a paper over, and then you can remove the rest of the wax right away.
Yeah.
But if you let it dry,
it
will forever there. And the next time you put more wax, and then it will mix the color with the other colors that you're using. But yeah, that's the new thing that I have. About cleaning the spoon. I like to use the smaller spoon. I have bigger ones. Let me show you the difference in sizes so you can see. Where is it? So this one is a bigger one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you have, I don't know if you can see the size difference between one and the other one.
Yeah.
This one is easier to clean.
Yeah.
The smaller one. Because the other one, I don't know, it's like it's super deep, but it ends up accumulating a little bit more product than the other one. So it's easier to clean the smaller one. But
all right, I think you'd asked a question about ink advent calendars before.
yes, that's the question. So have you gotten your ink calendar? Are you doing any type of advent calendar with the inks or?
No, I made my first ones for my customers as a tryout. So I made some, but it's actually my first year. I don't have any advent calendars since I was a kid, which is super odd. And I actually have a friend who offered to send one to me because she just found out that I don't have any. The reason why I don't have any, I've been having some remodeling in our house, and it's just been hectic.
Yeah.
But it's great if you guys have one. I highly suggest. Don't be sad like me.
So my issue is up till now, the only ink calendar on the market's been the Diamine one. And I can't get the Diamine lids off by myself.
Oh,
so the thought of getting a calendar where then I had to ask Mom to, open all these 25 bottles and then like ask her to open every time I wanted to use them was not fun.
But also I've heard that it's not too great this year.
The thing is, I've liked the colors this year. So then Colorverse came out with one. I did think about it, but I'm always like iffy the first year a brand puts out a calendar.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to see sort of how Colorverse did it and like see what the colors were like this year. And I think I'll probably budget this year to get the Colorverse one next year.
Mm.
I liked the Colorverse one and I liked the Colorverse lids.
Yeah,
But-
and the bottles are glass bottles, so I
Mhm.
really like
Yeah.
the idea of
And
having
then
better quality.
Cosmic Creations finally did an advent calendar this year. And so Laura and I have been talking about it for 4.5 years.
Watercolor.
Mine, watercolor advent. Mine was shipped back in the middle of November and only showed up on Tuesday or Monday.
Yeah.
And so I opened the first couple days when it showed up, and then yesterday, because it's shown up so late, I'm just not in the routine of opening it, and so I didn't open it yesterday. And this morning I went, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna do a video where I swatch them all. It's titled Spoiler Alert or contains spoilers, and then the Cosmic Creations Advent Calendar. I genuinely love the set. I think I know they're sold out. Like I think anyone that got them is gonna be super happy. It's funny because like I helped to curate the set, but like this is also the first time I'm seeing the color like them in person. I've only seen them in pictures, but it's super fun and I'm really enjoying it. So
That's so cool.
part of me does wish that I'd like waited to open them every day, but the other part of me knows like I wouldn't have remembered, and I already had no idea. Apparently there's like somebody just said there's 200.
No, how?
I don't know. I don't see that.
See that many.
160 people.
I see 11.
Video after.
I see 11 too.
Oh,
That was a mistake.
no. I can't.
I would have got like. Oh,
I don't
hello.
know.
No, we've got 11.
11.
People are jumping between the podcasts.
People are jumping between podcasts.
Okay.
No, but Laura
My
and I
goodness.
talked about advent calendars because she, like, as you mentioned, it's her first time, my first time too. And someone purchased mine and her. So
I
that
know.
person is opening them at the same time. So that's how I get to see the color.
Somebody purchased that I almost sent it to you because that person purchased like 6 different advent calendars.
Yes,
she bought yours, she bought Boulder's, she bought Laura's, I think she bought Izzy's,
MCM Arts, she bought
MCM Arts, and there was one more. There was like a list of 6, and I went, oh, she bought Masha's.
Oh, she had one too. Interesting.
She had
Everyone's doing advent calendars this year.
And so Masha's, whatever her name is called, is only available to Amber Lane Art members on Instagram. It's a pre-buy.
So, Marina, can you explain to the people here in YouTube how to get your advent calendar or how to get your products? Because maybe other products, maybe not the advent calendar, but
there is a link to your shop below.
There we go.
And I think the code is correct.
Yes,
but let me check.
I sold out a lot today. I apologize. It's going to be on empty side.
Podcast all caps is the code.
Podcast all caps.
Great. It's there. If you scroll down, you will find Marina's deets.
Yes.
I got YouTube. I have store. I have Instagram. I make watercolors. That's what I do. And next year I'm going to have more advent calendars because it's a lot of fun.
Oh, it's so much fun. Like the joy I was having watching people open the Laura set, even though I didn't have the Laura set, was so stupid. Like it should not have brought me so much joy to see people's excitement about these colors when I didn't have them. But it was like, I had helped to curate the set a little bit, and we've been talking about it for years, and it finally happened.
Mhm.
And now I'm watching other people open this thing that I've been a part of, and it's like, oh, you
Oh,
actually really like it.
very nice. On Marina's side now. That's so
Remember to use code podcast15 to save 15%.
yes.
Or I think it was just
That's so
podcast.
awesome.
I'm sorry, don't quote me, but I think it was whatever is in there is the correct one.
Yes, it's yeah. Podcast all caps saves you 15%.
And then
Yes.
Etsy gives extra
Podcast.
$5 off, I think,
Oh yeah.
to people on anything.
Yes. Very nice. And we want the watercolors. So we want the handmade watercolors, and we want sustainability out of watercolor businesses and
quality. That's like one
quality,
of the
high
reasons I
quality.
guess we might be talking next time with Hemingway. I talked to him privately, and I'm sure
Yes.
Alexandra talks too. Why handmade watercolors? It's because it's something that guarantees me personally that I get pigments and not like a 40% off added on stuff that makes it cheaper for brands to produce stuff and sell it to you. So fillers is like what we don't want, but we want like pigment that's going to last you for a long time.
And for me, it's always also been about getting those like uncommon pigments in my palette.
Yeah, that's also true.
And
yeah,
there are
big companies can't really, get some of them.
I am so, because of my work with Laura, I am so lucky to have so many things in my palette that are technically considered extinct watercolor pigments that I just get to use. I get to use stress-free.
Yeah.
And
that's very important.
I can't remember what the actual name of the color is, but it's PR88, which has been discontinued for a number of years. And it's like my favorite red color.
Is it double colored? I don't remember.
I know. The thing is, I can tell you when it was discontinued. It was discontinued in 2008.
Oh, yeah. It's probably double scarlet. Let me take a look.
And I've got things like genuine manganese blue, and I've got a pan of Yinmin. Like, why do I need Yinmin? I don't know, but it's fun. And I've got a pan of Yintico. And there's like all these absurd things that I don't actually need, but because of the work I've gotten to do over the years, I've gotten to have. I've got genuine Quinn Gold, which isn't as hard to find as people make it out to be. And if you're paying $200 for it you're paying $200 for a tube of it on Facebook, you are being scammed. I see it happen all the time in Facebook paint groups.
Right.
Apparently Drew Brown has a new job. When did this break?
Hey.
Oh, he said something in one of his not podcasts, but videos.
What is he doing now?
I don't know. I'm about to go to Drew's Instagram. And if there's not an answer there, I'm about to text him.
Oh no. Drew was in the Apple Bomb podcast this week. I know that he connected, but I wasn't available to actually watch the show. But I need to go back and watch it. So he was there. Maybe I will find out over that podcast.
He's live he's on Instagram right now. I've just texted
Steven
him.
Brown.
Anyways. We'll go back to that in a second if he gets back to me. So rare watercolor pigments, but also like getting to develop the colors that I wanted to have in my palette. I hate mixing.
And most people do. Unless you're really trained and super comfortable with it and feel like you need to.
Yeah.
People do.
Well, I try to use some colors as true as they are, but because I don't have so many colors as you do, I end up mixing a lot to get some shades that I need, especially when I'm doing like a grade of shading that it will change. So I need to add either black or any other color to make it different. So, but I've seen Alexandra's watercolors one time. Oh, you have a huge collection.
I do.
Yes, you do. But anyways, I need to get Marina's, as I mentioned before, and before I need actually to get handmade Marina's colors.
You
Yeah.
know, if you will. We have to figure out. So for next year, the goal for all three of us to be in one room physically. Like that's
No, we have to make it happen. Where we need to figure it out.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've found what I think is being referenced.
For
I
Drew.
can't find the information from a first-hand source. And until I can get the information from a first-hand source,
yeah.
he
He said he'd announce it. So
he said he'd announce it.
Okay.
So very, very clearly, if it has broken on Reddit, like it seems it has, and he hasn't talked about it yet, I think he's
But
probably
we're not going to
super
gossip
happy
about it.
about it, and we're not going to gossip about it. But
and we should have him on at some point.
He may or may not be doing something on my channel.
Oh,
Nice.
Very nice. Now we need to convince Drew if he would love to join a super late evening podcast with us. Do you
Yeah,
think
I've talked to
like
him once, but I did not invite him yet.
Okay, I will see. Maybe talking about comic books and and some nerd stuff that I can talk for hours.
Oh yeah. Same.
Maybe Star Wars.
I am watching a TV show I haven't watched with my husband right now, so I can talk about that.
I will tell you, Marina, that if everything that has come out in the press release I just skimmed is true, a pen store that you quite like
is now confusing website
is now being managed by Drew Brown.
So maybe you'll have a better website. That'd be nice. It's a good store.
He did say when I talked to him
they need help
last Friday that he couldn't talk about it yet. So maybe this was what he couldn't talk about yet.
I mean, I think it's a good store. They probably have money. They've been around for a very long time. So.
Well, apparently they've just acquired Retro 51. So they have not a small amount of money.
Yeah. I mean, and they're in DC, if that's the same. Yeah. They have people buying from them on a regular basis.
Yeah. So the company that has acquired Retro 51 has also acquired Farney's.
What
but
company?
Not officially until. Oh yeah, I know I have it the other way around, but like I fixed it when I said it out loud the second time. I have a brain injury. You'll get used to it. It's not official until January 1st, which is potentially why he's not.
Hasn't been.
Okay.
The legal stuff.
In the press release, it says everything's not legal until the 31st.
Well, funny story. Guess what? I was like, if we're talking new pens, I literally have their. They send me their mail.
The new yes.
So this is the place we're trying to talk about in DC, the pen store.
Yeah. I'm missing Goulet, not Goulet. Gold Spot. Gold Spot puts out great. You've seen the Gold Spot one from last year?
No. Do they have like physical mail like these guys do?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a special edition. Gold Spot. I like Gold Spot. They always bring such a great limited edition.
Like their color design, they do it themed color-wise every year. And it's like I love the like this all the price list in this has been out of date for we're keeping it on the hush hush. The price list of this has been out of date since June, and I've still kept it around because it's just I love the pictures.
Yeah.
No, same. I'm like, you know how excited I am that we still get like this in physical form.
Like the Sears catalog about the pens.
And did you see the fountain pen magazine that they bring to the shows? You know, like
It's
that
just
those
so
ones, they have amazing pictures too.
it's just
I
so
think they go more
expensive.
into the classic style of
Yeah.
photography than Gold Spot. Gold Spot it's a little bit more funky. I
Nice.
like. Oh, look at that!
If you decide to
color-coded.
order it, I have a 5% 5% affiliate discount code for Gold Spot linked below.
Mhm.
Oh, I
Thank
agree.
you. 5%
They
across
were
the
in Call
board.
of Cthulhu so badly. Lovecraft, one of my
Like they
favorite
just have
authors.
such good color spreads in this magazine.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Like they're
Yeah,
really
like that.
everything in here is out of date. There's no reason for me to keep it. Most of these pens are sold out. But it's still sitting in my studio because I absolutely adore it. Plus, most of the pens are true to scale.
Yeah.
well,
which is
that's awesome. Yeah.
Fantastic. Because
Yeah, this is like
it
your old school
sometimes-
catalog style. That's like how they do it here.
it's
Yeah.
sometimes super hard to visualize the size of a pen.
Mhm.
And you know the junk journaler that I am, I will be cutting those fountain pens and gluing that in my journal. It wouldn't be in the format of the magazine. It will be all cut and glue in my journal.
Well, when you guys have your postal service working again, I have some spares. You can have them.
No postal service for us for a
No.
while, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
But luckily, you know,
Like
just
there's
coming back to the new year. Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is very handy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's great. Not all of them are 100% true to size, but like most of them are. And they give a measurement directly on the side of the pen for how big the pen
How big
actually
it is.
is. How long it
Especially
is. It's
with the cap on. I don't cap my pens. I keep the cap away because I don't like the weight
Mm.
behind. I feel like some people they do, but not in my case.
I don't if I feel too precious about the pen.
a rainbow.
Oh yeah, too.
Mhm.
Hey, look at that.
Nice. Yeah, that's a cool rainbow.
It is. Honestly, I want to talk to whoever does their photos. Might be Tom though.
It might
Oh,
be. Well,
probably
he's
Tom.
an artist,
It's,
right?
it's honestly
Professionally.
potentially somebody I already talked to.
Yeah.
Hello. We're so off topic this evening.
Yay.
Oh, I've got a text back. Yes, it is official.
Yay.
It is official.
Go, breaking news. We
So
had breaking news at the end of the show.
news that are not about ourselves, but about friends of
No.
ours.
Well, Drew Brown is now the what is his official title? Let me find
The fixer for the store. I don't know.
the fact that I'm reading this press release has been hired as the president of Farney Pens.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a great
that's
one.
good.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see if I can drop it in the chat and if it's actually clickable if I leave the link.
That. My husband's texting me saying,
It
exciting
is.
breaking news, because he's
Yeah.
watching.
Yay, Drew is employed.
Lloyd,
Drew is employed. Drew
that's
is wonderful.
good news.
I'm actually taking a photo of that to send to Drew.
By the way, let me tell you something. The fountain pen community without Drew wouldn't be the same.
Oh, it total like I only own a bottle of Ferris wheel press buttered popcorn because of how passionate he is about that ink color.
Oh,
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. Like, he deserves it. You know, it's wonderful. He was heartbreaking
Yeah.
the way he like left, you know,
Mhm.
and was let
Yeah.
go. So I'm very happy for him.
yeah. You know, it's really hard to lose what you have been building throughout all these years. But
Mhm.
then a new chapter opened so many doors for him. As soon as he finished that period of life in that other company, now he had been into lots of podcasts, lots of conversations with everybody, and then boom, a
Mhm.
position that I think it's amazing to
Yeah.
get that position, especially for Drew.
All right, guys. So shall we set a goal for next year to have him over?
I think
Yes.
you have to. I think at this point, like president of a new pen president
Ooh,
president of an old pen company.
yeah,
90,
Very good old company. Yeah.
they've been around for nearly 100 years.
yeah,
96 years
Yeah.
as a stationery store. That's
Yep.
impressive.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what is your goal for the new year?
What is each of our personal goals?
Yeah,
God,
at the level of what we've been talking about. Maybe not something like extremely personal. Maybe something more into the what we like and this hobby that we have.
right.
Aw.
I think I've always been intentional with my pens, but I think I will be even more intentional with my pens next year. Slow buy, but goodbye. You know, like things that I don't feel like I need to sell on. You know,
Yeah.
I don't really, most of my collection is not the type that I feel like I must sell something on, right? But I feel like overconsumption sometimes can be a little daunting.
Mm.
So I'm trying to be mindful and just get the things that I really want. You know, I still have not tried a Leonardo, for example. So maybe that will be a year when I'll be intentional and I'll get a Leonardo or something like that.
Mm.
Goldspot has a really pretty one right now.
Very nice.
That's a limited
Very nice
edition.
goal.
What about you guys?
Well, I have to be mindful about the things that I get, and I think I'm going to go into the mindfulness to not buy everything I want.
Yeah. You have a lot.
So it's not like yes to everything. That will be the no yes policy. Let's not say yes to everything. So that's my goal.
So I don't know. I want to keep working with brands that I genuinely enjoy working with. And as Lord Hibachi just said,
The biggest, number
big-
9.
Bigger nibs.
bigger nibs, the biggest nibs. I tried a really fun triple broad at Atlas,
Oh.
and they're not they're not easy nibs to get.
Mhm.
But I would really like to add one to my collection.
Oh, I like
It's
juicy
the-
pens.
I
know
have a double
it-
broad.
I have double broads, triple broads though, right? Like they're a
Zoom.
Sharpie.
Yeah,
The
I'd
Zoom nib.
imagine.
Somebody said to get my first Visconti in Mont Blanc. I also do not have a Visconti
Yeah,
yet.
Me
I have
neither.
I have looked
do.
at Viscontis.
I don't have a Mont Blanc.
Because your first pen was a Visconti. Because you went, I'm never going to get another pen, and then
Boom.
boom.
Visconti.
You know,
But-
maybe Italians will convince me. I'm traveling to Italy next year again. So
Oh.
maybe they'll convince me to buy one. But
Yeah. You
Yeah,
need to go to Napoli.
I loved. They had one this summer that was like, if I get one, it's gonna be mostly clear. Like I want to be able to see the mechanism, and they had one this summer that was sort of pink and purple marbled with clear. Very pretty, and I can't remember what the color name is at the moment.
that Visconti.
And by Visconti.
Iris? No.
Potentially Iris. Iris sounds
How
familiar.
clear? Because
I
it
don't
sounds
know.
like Iris.
It does sound like Iris.
That was pretty.
The Iris? Yeah, Visconti Iris Garden.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah.
Where like you could see the internal mechanism, but it was still pink and purple.
Okay.
But it was so far out of my price range. And like I'm I'm only going to get a pen like that if it's actually the perfect pen. Like,
Yeah.
I want it to be the exact color I want. Like, I don't want something that's not.
Yeah.
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 That's a great goal.
Yeah.
Scribble. Yeah. Scribble.
So I tried the
Something
yeah.
Sharpie.
Yeah, I tried the Omos one, which is not, as far as I can tell, he does not have it available on the market. You can't buy it on one of their pens. But I got to try it at the sidewalk sale, and it's really fun.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
I'm really excited for the next event I'm at that Omos is at, just so that I can try that pen again.
Yeah. I'm super into juicy pens and double broad pens I like.
Yeah.
The Zoom nib is really comfortable for my, I think it's just the happy size, I would say, the Zoom. And then, of course, I really like how my handwriting looks with stub nibs. So stub pens, yes.
Yeah, I love the Sailor Zoom and I love the Sailor Music. I don't have them on a pen yet.
Mm.
And so those would be lovely to get, but I'd have to actually find them available on a Sailor color that I like.
Okay.
Because right now, Sailor hasn't actually come out with any colorways I'm in love with that offer those nibs. Right now, they seem to really just be offering medium fine, fine, and broad.
Okay.
On most of the colors, it seems. Somebody would like to get their first custom grind this year.
Oh,
It's always fun.
that's a great goal, actually.
It is. And it's also something that's so fun because nibs are one of the easiest things to switch out in a pen, so long as you get the grind on something that is an interchangeable nib.
The most fascinating thing is just sit and look what the craftsmen do with your nib when they are doing it. So just looking at them, seeing how they grind their nibs and learning from them, that helped me also to fix my own fountain pens, especially the alignment of the pen. Sometimes when you go to the nib meister, it's just the alignment that they need to fix. And then they will say, well, it was just that.
Yeah.
It's not, there is nothing to grind. It's just the alignment of the pen. So not all the pens need grinding. It's just to fix the alignment
and you don't have to get your grinds on fancy pens. One of my favorite grinds currently is a cursive italic double broad
in the Quebeco
that I can put into any of my Quebeco pens. I have so many of these pens, and so it made sense to get the nib on something that I can swap. So making a decision like that, if you've got a whole bunch of pens that take a size 6 Yovo nib, maybe you want to get the grind on a size 6 Yovo so that nib can go in a whole bunch of pens you own.
Yeah.
Quick note, there has been a question addressed to me by Deku. If they could reach out to me, I definitely gonna hook you up with places that people have not named yet.
All right.
Just reach me out on Instagram.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's the best way to get in touch with any of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Instagram is the best.
Instagram DM.
Something that is also super helpful. You've taken his class.
Yeah, I actually took the nib anatomy or something like that. With, with JC.
It sounds like a super helpful class, and something that I plan to take. I just at pen shows seem to always be like really busy doing content, and I need to like book classes into my schedule.
By the way, it's a beginner's class, so some people that have already the knowledge to go to that class, it will feel like, oh, I know already this, you know. But for people that are starting into the hobby and they don't have any idea about the fountain pen names, you know, like the anatomy, exactly the title of the workshop, is super useful, and I really like the way that JC makes you practice. They give you he will give you pens and say, oh, fix it. It's really cool.
All right, you guys.
All right.
2 hours.
Yes.
Well, we'll do this again next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until
right.
next week.
All right. Have
See
a good week.
you. Thank you for connecting, everybody that was
Thank you,
here.
everybody.
Bye.
It's been great.
Yes. Bye bye.